Yeah, Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep, go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laughs in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. Wild card mark. Wild card mark. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mark. Wild card mark. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mark. Wild card mark. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mark. Wild card mark. I.O.W. Late night sports. Hey.
Give me a second, let me light up real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition, hosted by Mr. Modelo himself. You already know the name by now. You know what I'm saying? Wild Card Mark. You already know the vibe. Pull up, let's go.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark.
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Thursday. It's our final show of the week. So, of course, we got to do it big. Have a great show. It's your boy, Wildcard Mar, Jerzey Boy MJ from NJ. We here, episode 336, I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition. Hope everybody is having a fantastic Thursday. Hope they are. What's up, MJ17? Holla at you. What's happening, my man?
What up, Mike?
Man, how you doing? How you doing, Jersey boy? What's good with you, man? How's everything?
It's going, man. It's going.
Yeah,
can't wait for the weekend to get here, man.
Nah, we not gonna rush the weekend. Well, we got at least Friday to still get through, but you know it's all good, man. Man, it's hot as hell out here in Kansas City, man. It's 100 degrees a day. Man, draining all my energy. It's hot out here, man.
It's
hot out here in the PM.
When they trying to make my money, I think today only got to about today was only like 81 here.
Shit, I would have taken that like a mug for real. I'm gonna get my boy.
But the humidity up here is ridiculous.
Hey, but you know what? I'll say this. When I was down in Carolina, I hated the humidity, and we get some of that down here in Kansas City. But down south, man, that humidity is something else, bro. I hate it. I absolutely hate down south humidity. Is down south? You literally walk out the door and you dripping in sweat, trying to get to your car, and that's it. And that's all it takes.
I'm gonna quote JD. He's like, "Fuck, cut. That's humidity."
I'm talking about like, bro, like you walk out the door, it just smack you in the face, just heat. You like, woof. It piss you off, dog. I'm telling you, down south humidity is something, man. Jay saying the air all hazy for more wildfires in Canada. So I guess the Eastern Coast are getting hit with some wildfire smoke, hazy skies and stuff like that. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
You tell me wildfires that spread yellow and orange mist across states.
I mean,
no.
All I know is when things burn, the smoke tends to turn black. That's all I know.
Thank you.
That's all I know.
That's all I know.
I've been around fires for a long time.
I had to go through this shit this first go round. My place was orange outside. Orange.
Yeah, hey man, hey, I just live here, bro.
You know what I mean?
I just live here, dog.
Something,
know what I mean?
Something.
Hey, but I'm gonna give MJ the floor. He has a quick dedication, and then we're gonna get into today's show. So, without further ado, we would normally do a Jersey Boy MJ jersey reveal, but my man, he's gonna show some love with a quick dedication. Go ahead. No jersey today, but quick dedication from my man MJ. Go ahead, break it down, my pimp.
Yeah, I asked permission to do this. We've been on a jersey roll for quite some time, but I just want to honor a friend of mine. It's been a little over 15 years since he passed away. His name was Mike Daly, one of the sweetest dudes you'll ever know. He would love something like this. He was into all sports. He was a teacher of sports, an influence, a role model, a great brother, great uncle, great friend, and I just want to shout him out. You know, like I said, it's been 15 years since he passed. Died at an early age, so I just want to shout out. This is one of the T-shirts that they made for him. It says "Bounce Back," and then also on the back of it, it says, "No matter how far the life pushes you." Excuse me. No matter how far life pushes you down, no matter how much you hurt, you can always bounce back. That was the quote. Little D, that's right.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Yeah. Hey, man, sending positive vibes and vibrations to Lil D, man. Man, tune into the show, Lil D. You gonna like what you see. You gonna like what you see. But hey, man, we love it, man. Love it. But hey, man,
hell of a point guard too. This kid was.
The guy had handles.
Yeah. Okay. Kid had handles in the shot, man. Kid was good, man.
Speaking of handles, your boy James Harden opts into his. After he said he was going to opt out, he opts back in, and looks like he wants to get a trade, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to really talk about with homeboy. I just think this shit is wild. I'll say this: I've never been big on James Harden. I respect his offensive game, but I don't like the fact that he doesn't play no defense. He can, and that's the thing. James Harden can play defense. He chooses not to.
He chooses to argue with the referees down on the one end where he didn't get a call, or he's arguing the call. Meanwhile, the players are all the way back down the other court.
Yeah.
And then let's say Philly gets the ball. There he is cherry picking, putting his hand up. Yo, I'm open.
I don't know, man.
Like, that's just being lazy.
Well, it's just one of those things with James Harden is like you love his scoring output. You do, because the guy can score. You know what I'm saying? The guy can score.
Because he knows how to drive the lane and get those fouls, and then he can hit those crazy threes once in a while.
Yeah.
As he's getting older, he's not as prolific shooting. So he just keeps driving the lane and getting 10 to 14 free throws a game.
Well, yeah, he's always that was always part of his game is getting to the free throw line and getting those calls and even if he wasn't shooting well, like if he's going from like 9 for 25, he's still going to have at least 13 or 14 free throw attempts, and so that's the thing. Even if he's not having an efficient night, he still can get to the line. Yep. I can give him that. He knows how to manipulate his way to a free throw line. It is what it is. I respect his offensive skills to a certain degree. I just think that, I think that whole some of his jump step, Euro step stuff, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old school. Some of this shit looks like traveling, and I'm just like,
It looks like it. What is traveling nowadays? You could take 3 steps and then a Euro step, a jump step. You could dribble the ball and then take 2 steps and stop. I don't know the rules anymore. I don't know what they want to call. Yeah, and then you got they used to have the palming when it was that bad.
Palming and carrying. Yeah, they used to call palming and carrying like crazy back in the days. Now it's almost like I don't even know if they even bothered to.
there was a few times this year. I'm not even gonna lie that they actually did call carrying like against the Knicks or
Jason
people that
Tatum.
the Knicks were.
They was calling on Tatum in that series against who was they calling them? They was calling against Miami.
It's it's like all year long. That's the way you've been going, and all of a sudden now you're gonna call. It's like what?
It's weird. Basketball free agency begins. Matter of fact, pretty much on your side of the neck of the woods once you hit midnight Eastern time. Pretty much free agency turns up. Now, let me ask you this, MJ.
We almost there, about 7 minutes.
Who you want? Who you want on the Knicks, man? Just throw a couple of names out that you think might do right for your squad.
Well, they brought back Josh Hart.
Smart.
That was nice. He signed a tender. He opted back in because originally he opted out, and he made a desire that he made it clear he wanted to play with New York. He wanted to stay here. He said that from the very beginning. He's from the area. Nova boy, pairing him with Brunson. He showed how valuable he could be.
And his defense and his other stats. I've always loved Josh Hart.
A lot of his like we've talked about on the show, a lot of his things doesn't show up in stat books.
No.
His the way he hustles, like those certain rebounds that he got, it could say he had 5 rebounds. Well, let's say 4 of them are offensive that he hustled to get, like jumping out of bounds or diving on the floor. He does a lot of little things, and he could score the rock a little bit. He's not your, he ain't your 25, your 25-point guy. But if he could get you, a good 10 to 15,
he's a two-way player.
If he could get you like a 10, I'll take like a 15, 5 and 5 from him. That would be sufficient.
It's good numbers for him.
And then you add in maybe like a steal or 2.
Yeah, 15, 5 and 5 is fine for him. I think so.
And he's coming in at like 12 point, like 12 and change, whatever the player option was.
No, his cap hit ain't gonna be high. It won't.
No.
His cap hit won't be high. But no,
I like it. My buddy MJ mentioned to me a night or two ago. He mentioned DiVincenzo, who opted out from Golden State.
Yeah.
Now I don't know much about the guy. I had said, does he play point? I was just saying, does he play point because that's where Brunson plays?
Shoot, DiVincenzo, he can play point, but I think he normally plays more shooting guard than anything.
Like I said, I don't know a lot about the guy, but they number one, they need to go get a shooter. They need a reliable shooter out there. You can't have guys out there that can hit threes, but they're not 3-point shooters. Like Randall one game could go 5 for 8, and then the next game he could go 0 for 10.
Yeah.
Like I want a guy that solidly could shoot me around 42% from downtown.
I think Julius Randle stays.
I think he is too. With that contract.
I think
I'm hoping, man. If Dame becomes available,
it's funny because we just had this conversation.
That's something to entertain. Especially because they have the draft capital. Okay, they could send back expiring contracts with Quickly, Toppin. If Portland wants to build around those 2 guys, we got McBride. You got the hell's the other young cat's name?
What, Mitchell?
No, not him. Bridges. I forgot. There was another guy that there was another young guy that the Knicks had on their team. But regardless of what it was, you could send them 4 contracts that don't cost you much, and I'd give 6 picks.
My thing is with Dame, he needs to figure out if he really wants to stay or not.
Yep.
Because he's been loyal, and to a certain degree, almost too loyal at his own fault. for too long. So I don't. What's the point of moving on now? I mean, y'all didn't try so many different avenues and things that tried to get you to victories, and it never worked out. Look, if you stay, I think you still end up in the same situation where you still carrying the team. I don't know. At this point, it's like Dame has been so loyal to that team. Even he had no business staying loyal. It would actually shock me if he actually leaves at this point, because we didn't talked about this year in and year out. But like, bro, you would be such a great asset on another team, especially a team that's in contention. And I get it. You want to be loyal and you don't want to do the build the super team shit. I get it. I understand it. And you want to go you pretty much want to get it out the mud. Hey, I respect it. So my thing is, like, don't change it now. It's like you've been doing it that way. Don't change it now. What's the point?
Look at the other side of the coin. That just, it was just coming to my thought as you were talking. Let's say they drafted Scoot Henderson for a reason, knowing they got something big cooking to bring in Dame help.
Hey, I mean, when you got third overall pick, you're going to get a primo player. Now,
so maybe somebody coveted him so much they didn't want to make like the draft night splash. Let's let me make sure we get him, and then
free agency, yeah.
Let's make sure he drops to us at 3. We'll grab him for you, and then we're but it's agreed upon. Like, I mean, that's just maybe another way to look at it.
No, I got you. I mean, it's nothing far fetched. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of deals that are contingent on a lot of things, and probably already in almost gentleman fashion, like, hey, let's shake on it and keep word to it type of situation. I don't know if you can even legally put that into paper or contract situation. I don't know. Maybe you can.
I'd be more than willing to bet that one of those two are gone. I don't see Dame staying there this year and playing with this young squad again, unless they really go out and make a splash.
And that's what's crazy, because I've been hearing Dame coming from a lot of reports. A lot of people are saying Dame is like, oh, I don't want to play with all this young talent. But my thing is like, some of this talent that you got on the squad is actually good. Why not give it a chance? So I mean, it's weird. Jay, wow, he said they need to send Dame on his way for business purposes, start to rebuild while he still has value. And I've always been on that train, but it's
and where is the best spot to send him for his business?
Quite honestly, you may think New York, but I think Miami. Honestly, he fits Miami better.
He may fit Miami better, but New York City is New York City, bro.
Yeah, but think about it. Okay, so put Dame on the Knicks.
Come win one in MSG, dude, and you're a fucking god for life.
Yeah, but hold on.
Win one in Miami, and you're just a part of the group.
Yeah, but the fit doesn't look good, though. The fit doesn't look good in New York, because while I just gave Jalen Brunson all that money, and he proved that he earned every penny, and he proved that he was the number one option on that team last year. Okay. I wouldn't disrespect that guy and move him off number one scoring option for Dame. Not right now. Dame has been having some health issues.
He could be the point guard that he was, Jalen Brunson, because that's what he was this year. He was the point guard.
Yeah, but Dame is the person that is the point guard on his team when he's healthy.
Come over to the Knicks and be the shooting guard, be the off guard, so we ain't got to put more wear and tear on your body.
Yeah, man, but I don't recall Dame ever playing off ball. Man, if somebody got the footage, let me know. Send it to me. I can't recall Dame having a lot of success playing off ball.
When will y'all ever just let me get somebody on my team, man.
Yeah,
Let me get somebody on the Knicks.
I have nobody getting to your Knicks, but let's make it make sense. Hey,
I give up 6 first-round draft picks, Emmanuel Quickly,
man.
Obi
Oh, my God.
Toppin, and McBride.
And you're fired as a GM the next day.
I'm only saying this because of what Utah did.
Because of what Utah? No, don't ever try to do anything what Utah did. Anything Utah has ever done ain't got him nothing.
I'm saying all the fucking draft picks that were moved. Actually, the Timberwolves. Timberwolves moving Rudy.
Oh, Rudy Gobert.
With Utah getting all those picks. I would give up 4 or 5 first round draft picks.
But MJ, Minnesota was high as a kite when they made that trade, bro. You don't give up any first round picks for Rudy Gobert.
I know that. We clowned that the minute that shit happened. The minute that happened, we clowned that. And to this day, I can't remember who it was on one of the podcasts. Somebody was on here, and they kept boasting about that was Minnesota's final piece. He could clog up the middle and allow Cat to go out on the wing, and that was going to be their piece to the deal to get far in the Western Conference.
Well, that was supposed to be that was the strategy they went to it, but Cat got hurt. And he must have hurt his head too, because all the shit he's been saying lately has been off the damn wall. Talking about he might go down as the greatest center of all time. Yeah, that was some high doing drugs type shit. I don't know what the hell made him say that, but I mean, it's like I agree with what Jay's saying right here, and
I do too. I would have loved to get him.
And Donovan Mitchell paired with Brunson would have been dope. He's saying get RJ Barrett out of there.
It's possible if you get the right return, because they have nobody to fill RJ's role right now. At least that's going to help them going forward.
RJ Barrett, I think it's too early to give up on him.
No, listen, I'm not saying give up on him, but if you can upgrade, definitely don't downgrade, because they don't have anybody that could replace him right now. So if you could upgrade him, and
you take it,
or upgrade your shooting guard position and get a solid veteran to play what Barrett does.
Yeah, but
somewhere close to that number.
But here's my only kickback to that is if you get a veteran in there to take RJ Barrett's place, you better be able to get a veteran that's going to give you at least 4 to 5 years in that role.
Yeah, I'm not talking get like an aging veteran, just plug him in there. I'm talking, get a guy that's 28 years old or so.
If that veteran gives you 2 or 1 year, it's not going to be worth it, because RJ Barrett has age on his side where he can still bloom into something spectacular. It's just that right now it's just so damn inconsistent, and that's the only thing that drives me crazy with RJ Barrett. It's because it's like he shows it, and then he does something foolish as hell and plays bad on stretches. You like, yo, where RJ go? And he like, damn,
he could have a couple good games and then go 3 of 12 and just disappear.
It's
missing wide open shots, missing layups.
He was a top 5 pick when he came out. And then all of a sudden, top 3. And then all of a sudden, it's like you show the flashes of why you was a top 3, and then you're like, this motherfucker was a top 3 pick.
but I don't listen. That's a top 3 pick. I don't want flashes.
Nah, no, you need.
I want you to be my top 3 pick.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, that's just part of the conundrum. I think that the Knicks gotta deal with is the dilemma. Do you
even what Jay said? Like I thought about that guy. I thought about Kyle Kuzma.
You know what, MJ? I'm sorry. Hey, MJ, we keep it real on our show. You know what the problem is? Why y'all got Tibbs? Why do y'all have Thibodeau as y'all coach? I'm not. This dude literally had Randall and Brunson playing in playoff games where y'all had no chance of winning late in the 4th quarter. Possible could have got hurt. Get this dude up out of here, man. Look,
I know.
But Tibbs has a history of playing his starters for long minutes. They've always logged in some of the highest minutes in the league.
Because he doesn't trust. You don't trust.
You don't trust his bench because his rotation is terrible.
Because what he usually does, like he'll start off, early on in the season, he'll have a good 10-man rotation. See if
That's
he's
a
got
true
like a
point,
full
Jack.
second team.
Yeah.
And then one by one, he starts eliminating that. Like, okay, like you ain't fitting into this team. You're not fitting into this role.
What up, Smitty?
Tips you therapy. I don't even think that would work for him. His whole game plan's got to change.
But what's
the problem is too, like get Dolan into Dolan owns the team, so
you're not gonna get Dolan out.
You're not gonna force him out. Like
you can't force him out. The only way you get Dolan out is if you catch him doing some Sterling shit. The Clippers owner saying some real racial shit or some messed up shit, and get him on recording saying it. That's the only way you won't force him out. But
Dan Stern can force him out if he shows a gun on IG. We know that.
So
they be endorsing that. Go New York, go New York, go.
Hey, it'd be wild.
But with a pistol in their hand doing that.
Hey, so you can't get rid of Dolan, but Tibbs, you can do something about that. Like I just don't think I don't understand how Tibbs keep getting head coaching jobs. Because I think he's a liability to these players' health, the way that he literally runs them into the ground, and these players swear by him. Hey, Derrick Rose couldn't even get off the bench, in the playoffs. Couldn't get off the bench.
And it was crazy, Lamar.
And Derrick Rose still got something left, bro. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, they let him test free agency. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh shit! I just lost my train of thought. My fault. We was talking about the Knicks and Tibbs. Here's what I'm gonna say. Like, these coaches, these white, and I'll say these white coaches, they keep getting second and third and fourth chances, and they have yet to like win a championship. But yet they keep getting these opportunities, and then you got, he's won one.
No, I said Tibbs is one of them. No.
Yeah, I'm saying Tibbs is one of them. Like, keeps getting D'Antoni keeps getting the fucking shots.
Yeah, he'll get the shots.
But then you got guys like Monty Williams that just got fucking shafted out in Phoenix. Whether it's
trust me, he's not hurting. He's not hurting.
No. I'm not saying this. It's just like
that bag
that man did.
I know what you're saying, but overall, he ain't too pissed off once he got that bag in the tray. He's like, he was sad for 1 minute, and then they knocked on his door and said, "Hey, Monty, we'll pay you this much." Oh, I'm no longer sad. I'm no longer mad.
Just like certain coaches, certain coaches get fired when
the biggest coach that I think you got in mind is we thinking about Mark Jackson and why he hasn't getting a second chance. Why he didn't get a second chance. And he
was straight up blackballed, and you can't tell me different.
Oh no. I just think he rubbed the wrong people the wrong way for being himself. They didn't like it, and then they smeared his name. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure. Look, being in ESPN sports commentators on the sideline, I'm pretty sure, and being a good one at that, because he's one of the best that calls the game of basketball for ESPN. I'm pretty sure he's well compensated, so he's probably in no rush to get back into the NBA to a certain degree. But I'm with you. I've always been on that train with Mark Jackson. He should have been one of the coaches that you should always call when you have a vacancy. At
least to not have another shot.
I know. I'm with you.
After what he was building out in Golden State, after what he built, in Golden State, and then
I say it all the time. He got the Tony Dungy treatment because he had Golden State and pretty much built that identity. He saw the Splash Brothers of Klay Thompson and Curry before everybody else did. He was like, "Watch, these two gonna be something spectacular." I remember when he said it, and I remember cats used to laugh at him. Hell, I probably laughed at him when he said it. because Steph, Clay, we had no idea who the hell he was. We just knew he was Michael Thompson's son. And then Steph couldn't stay healthy, had all the ankle issues at the beginning of his career. You like, is this dude even going to make it? Like, this dude too small. And his ankles is letting him down. So, I mean, so we didn't see a lot of Steph Curry in his first few years in Golden State. So what you see now, man, he had to earn that. So, but it was Mark Jackson that was at the genesis of that. So, I'll say it a million times. Steve Kerr walked into a position that he didn't have to do much. He did the John Gruden treatment. Walked into something that was very established and take him to a championship. And
he did what Tom Brady did in Tampa Bay.
Step right into a winning situation. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm with you. So, but I mean, it is what it is. But
Matthew Stafford,
let's move on to some football quick hits before we get down to our last topic of the night. So Cam Robinson, offensive tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was a starter for the last few years. Get popped for PEDs, 4-game suspension, and there it goes. Hey MJ, didn't we just have a conversation last night about how funny the messages being sent from the NFL? Shout out to Carl from my Sports Hit List. We used your sound bite for that. And isn't it weird how we literally are talking about a PED suspension today, in the same day that the NFL drops more suspensions for gambling, and that was a part of what we talked about. And hey, man, don't do that gambling. We'll get you out of here. Smack whoever and be aggressive and violent. Drink and drive, smoke and drive. Put everybody else's life in danger. You might get 4 games. 2 games, 6 games, 8 games. But don't gamble on the game of football. That'll get your ass out of here. So I mean, like,
and let me tell you something about steroids. There's no way like that dude just started taking them and got popped. They probably let him finish his cycle out and then announced it. He might have got popped like halfway through the cycle. Like, all right, dude, we'll let you finish that 12-week cycle, whatever it was, not that I know anything about that. Didn't he get popped last year too?
I don't know.
He got. I am almost 100% positive he got popped last year for something.
But I'm looking at. But I'm looking at this in the grand scheme of things. I know that they drafted a tackle this year in the draft, but you lost a tackle to the Chiefs, Juwan Taylor, and so you're losing. Excuse me. So you lost your starting right tackle last year, and now you're losing your starting left tackle for the first 4 games this year. I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence, and I'm bringing this up because even last year, remember last year we were on the show, and I told everybody on the day show, I'm like, yo, Arizona's going to come out to a bad start. D. Hopkins is going to be gone for 6 games. They got too many distractions. Yep. This is not I know a lot of people are ready to jump on the Jacksonville Jaguars bandwagon, and I'm one of them. I think they're going to be a phenomenal team. They had a great season last year. The epic comeback against the Chargers. I think they're going to be good again. But check this out. So they start the season against the Colts. Division game. Tough. All right. Then you got the Chiefs. Then you got the Texans. You should be able to hang in there and win that one, but divisional game.
Yep.
And then you got the Falcons. Now, I know it don't look like crazy schedules there, but let's see what happens when you got to go up against some good defenses or front fours. Let's just say that, because I like the Colts front four on defense. DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye. They got a couple of guys on there that can get after the quarterback.
Yeah, what's that linebackers they got? He changed his last
Yeah,
name.
Shaquille Leonard.
That's it.
Yeah, Shaquille Leonard. Still a good. He's more of a coverage linebacker and a good tackler. He's not
Yeah,
necessarily.
I was just wondering because he could wreak havoc too, like in the middle. So I was just
Yeah, but
wondering
he
who he
still wreak
was.
havoc, come in on a blitz, and you never know. So
Yep.
you got that going on. Then you got the Chiefs defense. They were second in the league in team sacks behind the Eagles. I think they had about 55 sacks as a team last year on defense, second in the NFL. So they can get after the quarterback. The Texans, they just got a good rookie in the draft, Will Anderson. You know, they got a defensive-minded coach in D'Amico Ryan, so he's going to coach up that defense. I'm pretty sure
absolutely you will.
that defense is going to be better than what you're used to. All right,
Yep.
And then you got the Falcons. They got Grady Jarrett up front. He wreaks havoc. He's been a menace to Tom Brady the last 2 years, but there's pass rush there in Atlanta. So my thing is I'm looking at the Jaguars. I'm like, man, as much as everybody loves to have your pre-season predictions, like, oh man, they're gonna have a good season, and it might be a shaky start with him out for the first 4 games. So I'm not looking more of a loss for Cam Robinson himself. I'm looking at more of that's your left tackle, your starting left tackle for the last couple of years. That's going to be sitting for the first 4 games, and how does that change everything with Trevor Lawrence? That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's definitely not it's definitely not a good thing by any means, man. Like you start your losing your start left tackle for 4 games, even though it is 4 games. That's what a quarter of your season right there.
Yeah.
And if you get bombarded on that left side during those 4 games and you go 1-3, 0-4, it's gonna show. Like that could be a big reason why. And Trevor Lawrence is getting fucking hammered from the left side because they know.
Let's take it a step further, MJ.
They don't have somebody on that left side to really hold up.
Yeah, let's take it a step further. So although it's Colts, Chiefs, Texans, and Falcons in the first 4 that he's missing, which is I think that's manageable, but still, like we just broke it down. There's some good defensive players that they're going to see. All right, but the reason why that is key is because if you get off to a bad start, here's your next 5 games: Bills, Colts again, Saints, Steelers, 49ers.
Sorry, back it up. Where the games at?
Well, I'm just saying, just in general, if you come off to a bad start, your next 5-6 games are good division opponents, good opponents in the other conferences.
Because I was just thinking like the away games, you're probably gonna get harassed more in the away stadium. So I was wondering, like, if he's playing like harder defenses in there, on the road.
All right, so I do it for you like this. So they open up against the road against Indy. They get the Chiefs at home.
That's a loss.
You get the Texans at home, and then you go to
that could be a loss.
Then you go to London with the Falcons. Then you get the Bills.
That's a toss up. Then you
get the Bills in London.
That's a loss.
Then you go back home, get the Colts. Go to New Orleans.
That's a win. That's a loss.
Go to Pittsburgh.
That's a loss.
49ers at home.
That's a loss.
Titans at home.
That's a win.
Go to Houston.
Should be a win, but you never know what Houston,
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryan could be having them balls, them boys playing, so that could always be a toss up.
Bengals come to Jacksonville.
Should be Cincy, but you never know what injuries or anything can happen.
Go to Cleveland.
Again, if Deshaun Watson is playing, let's say even back to like 80% of what he was, that could be
gonna have a better year.
No, I'm saying like 80% of what he was a couple years ago. I'm not expecting him to be 100% Deshaun Watson yet.
Oh no.
At least give me like 80% of what he was.
You're being too generous. I'm expecting 100% Deshaun Watson now. There's no distractions. There's no the civil suit shit's gone. You got an actual full off season, full training camp. You got Amari Cooper. You got David Njoku. You got Nick Chubb. You got a good.
I was just honestly like I was saying that because of the the years that's gone by.
Oh, I understand that.
You know,
I hear you.
I mean,
but
it could prolong his career from not taking the hits, but he also is, a couple of years older.
No, I hear you. You make a valid point. It's just that when you have the big cloud that he was dealing with last year, 100% gone, as in he's not worried about if he's going to stay or be on the Houston Texans no more. He's not worried about 25 civil suits no more or federal cases. He ain't worried about that no more. He's getting his full training camp. And you got some nice weaponry on that offensive side. So if they don't succeed, I'm gonna be hard to find any excuses on why y'all didn't succeed. Like if you got a shit ton of injuries, to a certain extent, I'll let you slide. But right now, on paper, I'm looking at that Cleveland offense, and I'm looking at all the factors that Deshaun ain't dealing with. Yeah, I'm looking for you to. But for the main point, the Jaguars actually got a tough little schedule. If once everybody goes and takes a peek at it themselves, and that was just some of the teams that I just games that I just blurted off right there. I just feel that
and only too because being a division winner, you get to play division winners from past season.
Yep.
Not to mention whichever conference, like whether it's NFC North you play or you play the AFC East. Like you have those certain games like you have to play, and that could be a bad matchup for you.
Yeah, got to play the Ravens too. So I mean, it may not look like nothing because it's only 4 games, but I'm just saying if that's a bad start for this team, a bad start, it's not going to get easier past that 4-game stretch schedule wise on paper right now. It's not an easy stretch. So I would think that would be something to look out for when the season kicks off is see how that offensive line is going to hold up. Now, look, I give Doug Peterson his credit. I think he's probably one of the better offensive-minded coaches in the league. So he's going to probably, hey, maybe we just go chip heavy with the running back coming out the back field, chip that D in before he goes out for his real route or something, or angle route, whatever. Just chip him. Make sure you chip him. Get him. Just slow his ass down. So I can see him coming up with very good, protective schemes to keep Trevor Lawrence up. Because I think he understands the point of keeping Trevor Lawrence upright and not getting him battered in these 4 games because, hell, you got one of the better quarterbacks in the league. You really do. And it's just better find a way to keep him upright. I just think that's crazy. Let's stay here. Stay with Jacksonville because I had a conversation with my 613 fellas. And I'm not going to pull up his stats and I'm not going to kind of give it away. I'm just going to say a name. And I want you to tell me just what you remember watching him play is if he's a Hall of Famer or not. All right? So when I tell you, MJ, is Fred Taylor a Hall of Famer? Yes or no? Just go off your memory of what you saw him and then give me your answer.
Yes.
Okay. Elaborate a little bit. Like, what did you see in him that made him a Hall of Famer?
1, longevity. 2, the grittiness. 3, the yards. 4, the touchdowns. The 5, the all-around play out the backfield. Chip blocks. Passing catches. Fred Taylor was a workhorse for Jacksonville. If it wasn't for him, they would not have been in 99 championship game.
Okay.
The standards that the NFL goes by, I think they kind of overlook certain running backs that really dominated during their time, during their era, and they don't get enough credit for what they did on field. for what the man does off field, should be in the Hall of Fame. Also, he does a lot of charity work and does a lot of big things down in Florida. So shout out to Fred Taylor. I believe he should be donning a yellow jacket. Yes, 100%.
Okay. Hey, I'll just say this. In my opinion, I think Fred Taylor is a Hall of Famer. When you look at 11,695 rushing yards, I mean, that's something spectacular, in my opinion.
Yep.
Played 13 seasons. Majority of that was with Jacksonville. And I think what kills Fred Taylor and why this is even anything to be even talking about is because
the Buffalo years.
Well, no, it's because you kind of question how the writers and the voters are going to go and sway it, because Fred Taylor wasn't your media darling. He was just rough and rugged on the field and played ball and showed up to his job and went home. He wasn't that caught up in the media type of guy. And I think what kills him is because he wasn't that type of guy. And what also kills him is he was playing in Jacksonville. and when you play with the Jaguars, who by the time he got there, they was only 2 years in the league. So it's pretty much a fresh new team. They didn't have a lot of success.
You had Mark Brunell as a quarterback.
Yeah, Mark Brunell was there.
Mark Brunell was nothing special.
Hey.
He was a decent quarterback, but he wasn't nothing special. Didn't he have Jimmy Smith back then yet, or no?
Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardell on the outside. And those two are, I think, are some of the two best wide receiver tandem that was in the league at that time.
Forget about them, man.
Yeah, but I think to a certain extent they owe some success that they've had to Fred Taylor, because Fred Taylor was playing in the NFL when it wasn't pass happy. It was get your running back
when a running back was needed.
Yeah, the way that the game was played when he was playing in it is, I got a 3-down back. I need my running game to get cranking so I can have Keenan McCardell and Jimmy Smith get those situations to be open.
Yep.
And it wasn't back in the days. It wasn't like it is now where you throw the ball to open up your running game. No, all the coaches back in the day always thought, hey, let's get the running game open, get that going. That opens up your passing game. That's when you can do your play action, your bootleg, and do all that. That's the type of football game that he was playing in. And we also got to remember, because I hear this argument, oh, well, he ain't got the individual accolades. Y'all do know the time that he was playing all the great running backs that was in the league? We talking about Marshall Faulk, Terrell Davis, which we'll get into a second on what on his Hall of Fame status. But he's a Hall of Famer. He was playing when Fred was getting going. Did I say Marshall Faulk already? Fred Taylor, Terrell Davis, LaDainian Tomlinson, Hall of Famer, was playing pretty much the same time that Fred Taylor was playing. I mean, you could go down the list of great running backs that was in the same era that Fred Taylor was doing.
Sean Alexander, Clinton.
Sean Alexander, dog. You could go down Jerome Bettis,
Tiki Barber,
Edgerrin James, Hall of Famer, was in the same division as Fred Taylor. And so when people look at, the Pro Bowlers, I'm like, well, his numbers saying that he deserves to be in a Pro Bowl, but when you got the same numbers as the LaDainian Tomlinson and the Edgerrin James, I'm going to go with the guys who are playing either on prolific teams or they got the prolific names. You're Fred Taylor from Jacksonville. We ain't paying attention to y'all down there in Duval. But the fact of the matter is, look at his numbers. The numbers speak for his damn self.
Down in their 305, they don't get the coverage, like everybody else does. You know what I mean? They should go by eye test more or less. Eye test more than anything. They could just look at stats like, he put up good stats. Watch that man play, man. That dude is a workhorse.
Yeah.
Guy was a hell of a running back. And quick question: where did he go to college?
Hey man, you know where you went to college, man. I ain't falling for that shit, man.
Got him. Got him. Somehow you always allude into that.
No,
But,
you ain't gonna get me, dog. But I mean, I so
it's
so here's
crazy. I do believe he, like I said, I do believe he should be in. You know?
I think he is.
And I believe Tiki should be in too.
Tiki's numbers aren't as great as Fred's, but I'll say this, and if you guys watch D Man Cave Sports Podcast, you'll see this. We just filmed our show Thursday night tonight, and it'll drop Saturday. But my man Mike T had a great point. You see, the running back position kind of got messed up once Terrell Davis got in the league or got in the Hall of Fame, because he did have a good 4-year stretch, and there's a 2,000-yard season in there. A good 4-year stretch, but injuries and whatever situation, he only played 7 seasons. And so he had a moment where he was the guy, but it was only for 4 years. It didn't last long. It wasn't a career built on longevity of consistent, consistency being the man. I think Fred Taylor has done more than enough to prove that he was the man more than once while he was down in Jacksonville.
All right. You got Fred Taylor's stats up in front of you?
No.
Pull them up.
No, just go ahead. Go, give us your point.
I don't have Fred's stats in front of me. But you said he had like 11,000 yards, 11,000 plus yards. 11,000 what?
11,695
in 13 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay. Tiki Barber had 10,449 in 10 seasons. How many touchdowns rushing?
66.
Tiki had 55 in 10.
55 in what?
He had 55 touchdowns in 10 seasons.
Oh, okay.
Let's go with receiving. How many catches out the backfield he have? Well, actually, how many receptions did he have for his career?
290 for 2,384 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Okay, Tiki Barber had 586 catches for 5,183 yards and 12 touchdowns.
Good number.
As a receiver.
Good numbers.
So,
yeah, man had some old butterfingers though.
He did.
Man, that'll keep his ass out of my Hall of Fame, man. That dude, the number one job as a running back is to hold on to the damn ball, and that boy was giving away like he was good old Saint Nick.
Hey man, if we going off stats, I can read you Tiki's last few years, man. Like he tore it up over like his last 6 years.
No, the stats are good. Hey, I have no problem with putting in Tiki Barber. All I'm saying is for the conversation purpose, I brought up Terrell Davis because, and this is what kills me with the NFL voting, is like literally Terrell Davis had four great years. His last 3 years, and that was it of his career, and that was it. So I'm just, if you put him into the Hall of Fame, and I get it, he got the Super Bowl rings, but I just think when it comes into it, we got to put everything into context with this Hall of Fame voting and all this shit. You got to look at circumstances because they're going to hold the fact that Fred Taylor played in Jacksonville. They're going to hold that against him. They're going to hold the fact that he didn't do a lot of winning. But that wasn't him. Go look at his numbers. That wasn't his fault. He's in Jacksonville. Why don't y'all actually like formulate a team? Find a way to make money moves and be smart with your general manager on who you're giving extensions to, who you're paying, trades. Let's not act like it's not possible that you couldn't improve your team.
Well,
So,
let's see what they do. Let's see what they do going forward.
hey, man, I just and look, I don't care if he's first ballot, second ballot, third. I don't care about that first ballot shit. I just think he needs to be in there.
I do too. And I'm, that's not even me being biased. I gave my honest opinion. I believe he should be in.
So my thing is, if you're going to let Terrell Davis in with 7,000 and some change type yards over pretty much 4 great seasons and some 3 trash years full of injuries, come on, man. Then you better open the floodgates for a lot of running backs that played in that era that Terrell Davis did, that actually played for 12, 13 years and got some numbers.
Now, before we run out of time, let me ask you a question. What about oh, fuck, you just slipped my mind.
What, Eddie George?
No. Oh, fuck. Give me a second. God damn, it just slipped my mind.
If you're talking about Eddie George, he's in there. He'll be in there.
It's a retired running back that's not he's
Wait,
not
is Thurman Thomas not in there?
Is who?
Is Thurman Thomas not in the hall? I thought he was.
I believe he is. Oh God. Oh, here we go. Frank Gore. Is he a Hall of Famer?
They're gonna put him in because he played for a long time, and he's gonna be for right now, and probably for a good minute, he'll be third in all-time rushing yards. So they'll put him in. I mean, I ain't got no issue with it because he was productive. Wasn't the most dazzlingest. Played on a lot of teams, five different teams. So I can see writers holding that against him. But the resume is there numbers wise. And then also when, like you said, the eye test. I like watching Frank Gore run the ball. All them years in San Francisco behind Alex Smith did his thing.
Yes, he did.
Even the last few years when he was a Jet, was still productive in his late years. So
got me that wow good stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold that against Frank Gore that he had 5 different teams. It is what it is. Shit happens. Yeah. So I mean, some teams weren't smart, probably not smart enough to make sure to keep him.
Clinton Portis ain't in. Sean Alexander.
No, he's not in there yet.
When's he gonna get in?
I don't know. And that's my thing. If we're not, if to me the conversation starts with some other players like Fred Taylor, if they get in or not, whether you go down that line of Sean Alexander and other teams like that, other players like that I was still part of that whole 3-down back running back era still. Because here's my thing: if you're gonna let Terrell Davis in, and numbers wise, Priest Holmes should be in. He almost did that same thing, where he had about 3-4 years where he was just tearing it up.
Jamal Charles.
Oh man, Jamal Charles. Oh my gosh.
Bo Jackson.
Is Bo not in?
I don't think he's in.
Huh.
Bo only played a few years in NFL.
Yeah. But his impact
if you're going to base it off of, like you said, like a couple years with Terrell Davis, look at the stretches that, guys like Sean Alexander had, Clinton Portis had for those
True.
4 to 6 years.
True. Now
here's going to be the killer for the running backs that play nowadays. Okay. You can see where I'm going with this. Running backs are only getting one contract, maybe a half a second. How are they going to be able to match up to have a Hall of Fame career?
You don't.
Teams that want you after,
That's a good point. Ooh, that's a good point, MJ.
6-7 years.
Point. Hey, what the thing is, to your point, the running backs they're not 3-down backs. They're not playing 12, 13 years no more.
Yep.
And so just by market wise, you eliminate at this point the a running back to even get in. He's going to have to be a pass catcher too, where he's not going to have. If he has almost 7,000 to 8,000 rushing yards, he's going to have to add another 5,000 to 6,000 receiving yards. Running backs today in this league.
Yeah.
The only exceptions, obviously, Derrick Henry, who's still your 3-down back, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor. Those are your probably only exceptions to that rule. That
Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey.
No, Chris McCaffrey already fits that mold where he has to get rushing and receiving yards. He's already proven that he can't be your 3-down back, run it type of running back. That's not his game.
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm talking about running backs that actually play 3-down backs, and you're on the field, like you're getting carries like crazy. Like you're going to hit 300 to 400 carries in the season. You know, Saquon's going to hit that. So will Jonathan Taylor, and so will Derrick Henry. Like those are probably the only 3 guys that are going to hit that plateau of carries. Other than that game of 300 to 400 carries for a running back are gone. They're done. And so those are the only 3 guys that I can see that if they have a chance to even amass that type of career to get to the Hall of Fame, they're going to have those 300 to 400 carries to do it. But everybody else, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Dalvin Cook, all of them, they're going to have to add a big chunk of receiving yardage to their rushing yardage because they're not going to get 304 carries a year to even get those type of rushing yards to even eclipse 10K. I think the 10K running back is dead, if you ask me. Getting 10K rushing yards in a career, I think that's to me, that automatically should get you into the Hall of Fame. But the problem, like you said, MJ, with the way that the offense and the leagues are running these offenses, especially with the running back position.
Yep.
I don't think you're going to get a running back unless they're Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, or Derrick Henry to eclipse 10,000 rushing yards. I might be crazy for saying that take, but just the way that the game is played and how the running back by community don't have a 3-down running back no more. I think it's far more impressive if you get 10K career rushing yards in this type of NFL. I think it's more impressive.
Quick question. How many teams are there? 32?
Yeah.
Okay, so 32 teams. You know damn well, I'll just say for shits and giggles, 26 out of those 32 teams are not looking to have a feature back to get you those type of yards. At minimum, I'd say at least 26 of those teams.
True.
So
I can write with you on that.
I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, I didn't, like you said, like Saquon, certain guys that brings it down to like 29, 20. I'm just saying, like Cleveland, got Nick Chubb.
Oh, yep. There's another one.
He's another big name. So I'll say 26 out of 32 don't rely heavy on that running back that they need you to get, 1,200, 1,300 or more.
Or have almost 80% of your rushing carries for the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those days are gone. Like you said, Nick Chubb, Henry, Jonathan Taylor, and Saquon. And this is why when we talk about those contract situations, and this is why it's case by case, is because those 4 are last of a dying breed of type of running backs. They're throwback running backs. Now in today's league, they're throwback running backs. So if they eclipse 10K, I can see them getting in the Hall of Fame for sure. Because, like I said, when you got so much of a pass-heavy type of league and it's a copycat league and they're all going to do the same thing, the league's not all. That's why they're having a hard time getting paid.
Yeah,
it's because the whole league is all following each other.
And how do you expect running backs to make the Hall of Fame in the future if this is the way the NFL is going to be? Like, okay, we're giving you that 6-7 year window, and then
it's going to be tough.
You're done.
You're gonna have to do some. You're gonna have to do some crazy running to get some crazy numbers in 6-7 years.
What I mean? It's
to get sniffed at the Hall of Fame as a running back now. Like, you're gonna have to do godly numbers.
dude, even if you did 1,500 over 16 1,500 over 6 years, that only brings you to 9,000.
Yeah, and that don't even bring you to 10K.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do like stupid numbers.
Like
And
Sean Alexander, 30 touchdowns 1 year. Like
yeah, Priest
crazy,
Holmes had like
crazy.
20 something or 31 or something. LT broke. They all, matter of fact, Sean Alexander, Priest Holmes, and LT kind of went, I think, like back to back years where broke, each three of them broke the other players. I think Sean put up the most touchdowns in one season. Then it was Priest, and then LT broke it last. So it's like it's weird.
Then you also had Randy Moss putting up what was like 22 touchdowns at that 1 year, or 21.
He was putting up stupid numbers. Him and Brady were putting up stupid numbers in 07. Mad numbers.
You know
07.
that. Megatron put up the numbers that one season like 1,900 yards. And that's another guy, Megatron. They put him in.
He had a short career too. Yeah. Barry's in there too, short career. I don't know.
Troy Aikman. Even that's another name. You look his numbers up.
They dookie, bro.
He got the 3 rings. That's
you know what? See, that's why you my dog. That's why you my dog is because you brought up the rings part, and I didn't even bring that up yet because that's why I'm looking at Terrell Davis' career. And I'm like, if he doesn't have those 2 Super Bowl rings within those 4 great seasons that he has, I don't think you put him in there. But he was on a great team with some great players and a Hall of Fame quarterback, and you put him in there for those great 4 years. But it is what it is. We're going to do a quick overtime because I got to get your thoughts on the All-Star starters. You got American League, National League starters being dropped. And I'm gonna pull it up real quick, and we're gonna go through it real quick because I know we're in overtime, but it's okay. So for the let me pull it up. Where'd it go? I just had this shit. Help me out, MJ.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm pulling it up myself.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. All right, so you got for American League, you got Jonah Heim from Texas as your starting catcher. Yandy Diaz, first base from Tampa Bay. Second base, Marcus Simeon from Texas. Corey Seager at shortstop from Texas. Josh Jung from Texas at third base. Mike Trout, outfielder. Randy Rosarina from Tampa Bay, outfielder. Aaron Judge from New York, outfielder, and Shohei Ohtani, DH, Angels. For the National League, Sean Murphy from Atlanta, Freddie Freeman from the Dodgers, Luis Arraez at second base from the Miami Marlins, Orlando Arcia from the Atlanta Braves at shortstop, Nolan Arenado, St. Louis, third base, Ronald Acuna Jr., outfield, Atlanta, Mookie Betts, Dodgers, outfield, and rookie Corbin Carroll, outfielder from the Arizona Diamondbacks, and of course, JD Martinez, DH, from the Dodgers, who just had JD just had his 200th home run or 300, something like that, the other day.
I believe it was.
Yeah, I believe 300. So any names on there that don't belong, any names that do belong on that list of your AL starters, not your reserves. They haven't announced the reserves, but your starters.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up pulling it up so I can see it myself in front of me. Okay, here the AL list. Come on, you son of a bitch. Give me 1 second, Lamar.
Yeah, I'll send it to you real quick. All right, we'll get your text message. But I have no beef with the rosters. My only thing is I'm curious who they're going to get to replace Aaron Judge. I will say that. I'm curious to see who they're going to get to replace him as a starter. So that means there's going to be a space for the AL that you could possibly get in there.
All right, let's look at this. The Texas catcher deserved it. That guy's having a monster season. Yandy Diaz. I'm not sure about that one. Marcus Semien. He's having a pretty decent season.
Any second baseman in the AL that you think should have jumped over him?
Man. I might not. I might not. Yeah, that he might deserve that. He might deserve that one. Let's see what else I could see if I can nitpick like anything else real quick before we sign off.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, is there anything that's jumping out to you? Like, yo, this dude make the All-Star team. Who is this mother?
You know, and a lot of it is on, you know, a lot of it is on, you know, the, so you know, a lot of it's on voting. Second base, the only one that's possibly I would have to see. I don't know his stats off of hand. Would maybe be Brandon Lau from Tampa Bay. I think he's having a pretty decent season. But in the American League, no, I think he's got that one. I think he deserved that one. Yandy Diaz, first base. We'll do real quick. Vladdy, I could probably put ahead of him. I don't know if I could put Rizzo ahead of him, you know, because Rizzo's had a decent season, but I don't think he's, you know, starting quality. But I could see Vladdy Guerrero ahead of him at first base.
Then Yandy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Shortstop, we got Corey Seager. Again, I could see Bo, you know, like Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette's been having a great season. Yeah, and that's really it. I think in American League. I think it's Seager and Bichette are your top two shortstops in the American League.
Nice. You got any quorums or beefs with the National League starters?
National League. Let's see real quick. Okay. Okay, we got Sean Murphy, catcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
MLB, let's see. Catcher, first baseman, second baseman. Let's go to catcher real quick. Here are catchers. JT Realmuto could possibly be ahead of him. Will Smith from the Dodgers, I might have ahead of him.
I like that point that you brought up. This is all about fan voting right there. Starters. So
you know, and you know, maybe even Wilson Contreras. ahead of him as a starting catcher. Yeah, I don't think I'd have him starting. What's next one you want to do? National League. What else?
No, just go down the list of National League. Any name that sticks out to you that shouldn't be there.
Oh, okay. National League. No, Freddie Freeman deserves it. Arias deserves it. Arcia deserves it. Renato deserves it. Acuna deserves it. Betts deserves it. Carroll deserves it. A lot of them guys deserve it without even like looking up things. Those guys deserve. They deserve to be up there.
All right. So you're saying pretty much Sean Murphy at catcher. You be like, I don't know.
Yeah. Second base. Second base, I might even put up maybe like an Ozzie Albies or a Kendall Marte.
Okay.
I could I wouldn't have a problem with either one of them. Even Jonathan India from Cincinnati's a pretty damn good ball player.
Okay.
But for the most part, yeah, man, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that National League team, to be honest with you. So
that looks pretty solid off gate.
You look up and down that lineup. They got pretty like National League, the outfielders you got to choose from. Okay. They're starting Betts, Carroll, and Acuna. National League's also got Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, and that's really it. Nick Castellanos. Then you go in the American League, you got Judge starting, you got Trout starting, and you had Trout starting and Arozarena. I like Arozarena a lot, so I don't mind him getting the nod. I think he's a hell of a player coming up. I like I don't like the kid, but the kid Kyle Tucker from Houston. I think he's a hell of a player. I believe.
So he might be your first alternate for Judge then.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker might be one of the first alternate. Yeah, right. He's a good player.
Nice.
And I think he plays corner outfield, if I'm not mistaken. I think he plays right field too. So, yeah, I don't have so much, too much qualms. Toronto always gets a lot of votes for some reason every year. It's crazy how much votes Toronto gets.
Funny we talk baseball. I didn't even get to the play of the night.
First pitch swinging, Andrew Vaughn cracks one to straightaway center. It's deep. Trout is at the wall. He leaps, and he made the catch. Mike Trout robs Andrew Vaughn of a home run. That's an outstanding play by Trout, going back to the wall, leaps and brings it back. What a play by Trout in center.
Yeah, that was nice. I thought you were going to show the steal at home by Jose Ramirez.
No, and I actually picked Jose Ramirez as my sleeper MVP winner for the AAL. So
I think I picked, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you might have picked.
I said that too at the beginning of the season that he's one of the he's gonna win one of these years.
Oh yeah, he's gonna win for sure.
He is good.
Hey man, we're gonna shut it down. Enjoy your Friday, enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your Sunday, enjoy your weekend. All right, and then make sure y'all come back Monday with the Wild Card Mar, Jerzey Boy MJ. Y'all know what it is. Let's give Sideline Sports. Let's Talk Sports. Shout out to them on their YouTube channel. Make sure y'all tap in with them. Shout out to 613 Fate Productions. Shout out to my fellas over there, Mike T, G Money, Double J Jones, D Man K Sports Podcast. Shout out to Man Down Sports, the fellas over there. Hey, and I'm always gonna show some love to my fellas here at the I.O.W. Sports Show. Big homie Nick Shine, get better, man. I know he's dealing with some health concerns, so sending positive vibes your way. Big homie Detroit Mail, and of course, y'all know what it is. Catch me, Wildcard Mar, on Twitter, KC Wildcard Mar. Catch the Jerzey Boy MJ. That's Jersey with a Z on Twitter.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
like I said, enjoy your weekend. Tap in with all the social media on the bottom, the I.O.W. Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, most importantly, YouTube. Tap in with us, like, share, subscribe, and share this wonderful movement we got going on. Hey, we out of here, y'all. We'll see y'all Monday. Peace out.
Yeah. Come on. Silent Hill TD, yes.